So this is like that foolishness that I talk about from time to time when it comes to Xbox, right? It's like you get a little bit of momentum going and then they do something stupid or something comes out. Now, I do want to say, take this with a grain of salt for right now because obviously it's not 100% confirmed just yet, but it comes from someone with a good track record, and this does line up with what we are hearing previously, right? So believe it or not, Forza Horizon 5, remember we heard was possibly going to go to PlayStation 5, and we heard that months ago, and then it kind of died down or whatever for whatever reason. Not really sure which one to kind of to buy into or whatever, but as we know, Phil Spencer said, hey, there's no red line with games that can go to PlayStation, and you also have this faction of Xbox fan that goes, well, I'm fine with everything as long as it's not Halo, Gears, or Forza, right? I mean, it's like at some point that line is going to get crossed, and you're either going to have fanboys looking silly because they're going to go, oh, well, I don't mind, or you're going to have people that are just actually going to buck the trend on PlayStation and maybe just go to PlayStation. So we'll see how that kind of works out. Anyway, I want to get into this. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel. It means a lot to me personally, and it really helps the channel and things like that. So with that being said, yeah, this is interesting, and I wanted to kind of get into this because like I said, these stories that come out, I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. Forza Horizon 5 apparently is still coming to PS5. It was originally planned for the summer, and that's when we heard a lot of the rumors and things. So it's unknown when Playground's open world racing title will come to PS5, but Microsoft reportedly believes it can do quite well. Now listen, this is one that would do quite well on PlayStation. So we really do have to kind of look at that and go, okay, well, that's true, right? So they're not going to get big gains if they put Hellblade 2 on PlayStation, right? I mean, what I mean by that is it's not going to suddenly sell millions of copies. It's on Xbox and PC and didn't do anything. You put Redfall on PlayStation, it's not going to do anything. You put Age of Mythology or whatever on PlayStation, it's not going to do anything, right? But there are a few games that would push the needle, and Forza Horizon is one of them. But again, someone like me, if they're putting Forza and Halo and Gears on PlayStation, there's 100% no reason to buy an Xbox after this generation. So I mean, they have to kind of consider that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. So again, in August we saw stuff like this saying, Forza Horizon 5 is going to go multi-platform and things like that. And I find that to be very interesting because I actually did a video on that in August, and at that time it said that Xbox Insider insists Forza Horizon 5 is going to go multi-platform at some point. And it basically just kind of talks about this situation. Basically, somebody said that Jez Gordon actually kind of advised that, according to his sources, it's not the case that there's still a belief amongst apparent insiders that Forza Horizon 5 will be heading to PS5 eventually. And here's what they said. They said the announcement, it's the least of it if it happens this week, next week, or next. But Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PS5 in the months coming, as I confirmed. And as many colleagues have already corroborated, Jez has his sources and I have mine. And of course, I respect his work, but from what I have received, the launch of Forza Horizon 5 is a reality for the coming months. The day it's announced, nobody knows. Before everyone jumps on Jez for his reporting on Windows, he did mention that Forza Horizon 5 could be a possibility on PlayStation, but he doesn't believe it's the game that will be announced for PlayStation that week. He says it's likely isn't the game being announced next week, although that's not to suggest Forza Horizon 5 would never be ported. It would make absolutely insane money on PlayStation, no doubt, and I'm sure Microsoft has Forza Horizon 5 as a candidate for port treatment. So this was way back in August of this year. So anyway, Microsoft has obviously offered a decent number of first-party titles this year, including those launched on other platforms like Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, and that trend continues next year with the arrival of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle in spring, and also with Doom. So it seems like Playground Games' Forza Horizon 5 is really already set for the PS5. Rumors circulated, like I said, about it in August, and nothing came about from that. But according to this insider, it claimed the open world racer was allegedly ported to the console and set to release the past summer, and for unknown reasons it was delayed, though not canceled. They're unaware when it could arrive on PS5, but remain confident that it's still coming. Microsoft allegedly considers it a title that can do quite well, with 40 million players worldwide as of July 2024. Regardless of how many play through Game Pass, it's viable, but we'll have to wait for official details. So you know what I mean? And that's something that I think that like people kind of talk about or whatever when it comes to, hey, our game's going to go to PlayStation or whatever. It's like, yeah, this one. And people will try to, I'm sure there's going to be a group of people that kind of downplay it or whatever, and they go, oh, like, who cares, blah, blah, blah. But, when you look at it, and I'm looking at the most played Xbox games right now, which lists the top 50, and this is for the US, and right now, Forza Horizon 5 is number 15. So the thing about that is it's constantly stayed in this range, right, 10 to 15 or so, since it launched years ago. So it's still a very active game. It's not something that they need to kind of throw out there and go, okay, well, we definitely need this or we definitely need that. I don't think that that's the case at all. And, at the end of the day, I feel like, hey, this is going to be something that they continue to kind of roll with. So if you look at it, the top 5 are obviously Fortnite, Call of Duty, Roblox, and NBA 2K25, Rainbow Six Siege, Minecraft, College Football 25, Grand Theft Auto 5, Apex Legends, and then you have Stalker 2, and then you have Madden, Rocket League, Overwatch, Red Dead Redemption 2, and then Forza Horizon 5. So again, I feel like this would be damaging to the brand, right? This is a game that would absolutely 100% damage the brand, and it's something that I feel like Microsoft should definitely not engage in. Like, I just feel like it would be a massive mistake to put these games on PlayStation, in particular this game. You have someone like me, right? And I'm just being honest about it. Like, I like to buy all of the platforms for the different reasons and things like that, that kind of come about, right? Like, I like buying a PlayStation for PlayStation exclusives, Xbox for Xbox exclusives, Nintendo for Nintendo exclusives. You really kind of kill that and kill the viability when you do something that kind of takes away from that. So I really, really hope that they can go out there and, decide not to put these games out on PlayStation. It's not that I'm like, oh man, you don't want anybody to play it. Look, play it on PC, play it on Xbox, play it on the cloud, right? It's like, these things are already almost available everywhere. Why take the last bit of viability that Xbox has, I feel, and put it on PlayStation, especially when PlayStation is actively trying to like kind of destroy what's going on. They're actively trying to destroy the Xbox, right? So again, honestly, you got to be able to kind of keep kind of that stuff in perspective. There should be a way to do it. It just really kind of comes down to how they're going to handle it and how they're going to make sure that gamers don't feel ripped off. Because I feel like there's a lot of people, myself included, like when I bought an Xbox this generation, I was thinking to myself, okay, they're going to do, because they promised it, right? They're like, okay, the Bethesda stuff, that's going to be all for Xbox. We're going to make sure that that's Xbox exclusive where Game Pass exists, all this kind of stuff. And then you kind of look around and, there's a situation where not everything is on Xbox, and it's like you're kind of wondering, well, what is going to be on Xbox? Like, we don't really know. So, I feel like they could do a better job for this, but this one would hurt the brand, I think, more than people realize. And I hope that's something that Microsoft understands, and maybe that's why they did delay it, because there was rumors that they paused some of the releases and announcements and stuff because there was a lot of backlash for the Indiana Jones one, where they said, okay, well, Indiana Jones is is a game that's going to end up not being on they said, hey, it's going to be on PlayStation, but they did it as like this big announcement, as this big deal or whatever, and I think that's the thing that really kind of annoyed people and kind of got people upset with them in the first place. So, hopefully things can kind of get worked out from here. I do think that Microsoft can definitely do better with these announcements and things like that, and that's hopefully what we'll see in the future, because it is frustrating as a fan to see this kind of stuff happen. And I hope that Microsoft kind of learn from the mistakes and, make sure that, gamers that buy Xbox feel like they're welcome and feel like they're, going to be worthwhile, to own one. So, hopefully that's something that happens. I honestly hope that is something that happens. But let me know what you guys think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. How would you feel if Forza goes to PlayStation? At that point, you might as well just put everything, in my opinion. So, anyway, rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.